Hi everybody, this is my second video, and yeah, I kind of improved the setup. Actually, not really, because my phone is standing on a tub of vitamins and it's leaning against a lotion bottle, and my ring light is actually just my mirror. So yeah, but it looks cute. I have this fun background going on my room. It's great. Anyways, this is the video. It is a very late. I'm talking 3-4 months too late. This is my 2024 show recap. I went to a lot of shows in the past year, and a lot of great ones, a lot of my favorite bands, and I just thought I should give a recap. Honestly, just to show you guys, but also for my own sake, to remember them and have some visuals for it. So hopefully I don't ever forget. I don't think I would, but hopefully I don't. Also, disclaimer, I know I look crazy. I just it's 10:21 p.m. and I woke up from a diabolical nap. So that's the vibe right now. But anyways, let's get into it. Okay, so my first show of the year was in February 24th, and it was Thursday. I saw Thursday at Irving Plaza in New York City. Rival Schools and Many Eyes supported them. Yeah, it was a great night. It was a very fun night. One of the most memorable Thursday shows that I've been to. As we continue on with this video, you'll see that there's a theme of me going to a lot of Thursday shows. If you can't tell, this is a poster that I got from a Thursday show, but not in 2024. I got this a few months prior. Anyways, so this video does not include this show. Yeah, the show was so much fun. It was my 4th time seeing Thursday. This was their War All the Time anniversary show, the second leg of it. I believe it was the last show on the tour. They ended in New York, which I thought was pretty appropriate, and it was so much fun. I can't say it enough. It was so much fun. We got there about an hour early, and I was there with my best friend, and we got barricade, which was pretty cool, and the show was just so much fun, very chaotic, a lot of fun energy. Me and Jeff Rickley were locked in. At the end of it, I caught one of Tucker's drumsticks, which that's one of the blessings of being so tall and having long limbs, is I'm able to catch things. I got Tucker's drumstick, which was so awesome. It was my first time, I think, ever kind of catching something in the crowd, so it was very special to me. And it was a drumstick. That's pretty cool. And then after the show, I waited outside of the venue, and their tour bus was parked right in front of it. Really cool tour bus, by the way. It had green flames on it. And I was able to make a lot of friends and talk to a lot of people, which is one of my favorite parts of going to shows. It's talking to people and making friends, stuff like that. And I was able to meet Tucker. Here's my photo with him. That was my first of many times meeting just all the Thursday guys, but that's me and Tucker. And then I waited a while longer, and then Jeff came out, and I love Jeff Rickley. He is literally an angel on earth, and I was so excited to meet him because I hadn't met him before. And he came out, and he was talking to everyone, and I was waiting my turn because I didn't want to be hey, you know what I mean? So I was being patient. I was also there by myself because at that point my best friend had left, so I was kind of there I had this one guy that I made friends with there, and he was kind of hyping me up. He was like, "Oh my god, are you excited?" I'm like, "Yes, I am excited." And yeah, so then he's meeting a bunch of people, and then he turns around and he sees me, and I don't even get a word out before he just goes in for a hug, and I was like, ah, he's so nice. He is so fucking nice. He's so nice. He gives me a hug, we talk for a second. I'm like, "Oh, I love Thursday, and I love New Jersey, I'm from New Jersey, and whatever." And he's like, "Oh, that's so cool." He was just so nice about it. Side note, he has the craziest blue eyes you've ever seen in your life. And while I'm talking to him, low-key choking up a little bit, he's like, I'm like, yeah, okay. And then we get a picture. Here's our picture. I think it's so cute. It's such a cute photo. And yeah, that was the night. It was a great start to 2024. Okay, so the next shows after that were in March, and it was during Fall Out Boy's second leg of their So Much for Stardust tour, and these are very, very exciting shows. So the first show that I went to, I saw them in Baltimore. I went there by myself because I was like, I need to see them. I need to see them. Like, and like, if they're playing in Baltimore, and I have a car and I can drive, like, why not go see them? And also, side note, I got those tickets for so cheap. I think it was because I was going by myself, so I wasn't buying two tickets together, and it was a single seat with like all the seats surrounding it were already bought. So I think that's why it was so cheap, because it was only one seat, and it's like most people don't really go to shows unless they're with friends. It's like you don't want, you know what I mean? This was like, I was in the center of the floor, I think 5 rows from the stage, and my ticket only cost, I think, like a little over $100, which for a arena Fall Out Boy is a pretty good price. Yeah, during that show I made a lot of friends. I was talking to a lot of people. It was really great, and Fall Out Boy was just like, there's not much I can say about Fall Out Boy except they were just great. They were great. The 8-ball was Miss Missing You. And funny story about that is the guy that I made friends with that I was talking to, he was like, oh, I really hope they play Miss Missing You. Like, that's my favorite song. Da, da, da. And I was like, yeah. For some reason, I didn't think they'd play that. 8-ball comes, boom, Miss Missing You. And the guy next to me loses his shit. It was the funniest thing ever. But I was so happy for him. I was like, oh, that's so cute. But yeah, it was a really great show. Not much I can say about it, except it was great. So then, that show was March 20th, 2024. 2 days later, I saw Fall Out Boy again at Madison Square Garden. And if you're a Fall Out Boy fan and you know about the show, you know it was a great show. I also got the tickets for a really good price. I was about 9th row from the stage, towards the right on like Pete's side, and I got them for I think like $130, which is pretty good again for, you know, Madison Square Garden, Fall Out Boy, floor, 9th row. Like, that's kind of crazy. I don't know how I lucked out with that, but I did, so I'm blessed. So I already knew it was gonna be like a crazy show because it was Madison Square Garden, and the last time they had played that venue was right before they went on hiatus, you know, back before, during Folie à Deux, right? And so people were like, oh my god, it's gonna be crazy. Like, you know, MSG is a iconic venue, so of course it's gonna be like crazy. So, but I didn't expect how crazy it was gonna be, especially for me. Some lore, I guess. My favorite Fall Out Boy song is XO. It's been my favorite Fall Out Boy song for a very, 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 very long time. It's just very special to me, and I love it. And we're at like 4 songs into the set, and all of a sudden, in what I thought they were gonna play 16 Candles, you hear that guitar. I comb the crowd and I pick you out, and I lost my shit. I'll insert right, so I lost my shit. I lost my shit because that's my favorite Fall Out Boy song. During their first leg of the So Much for Stardust tour, I saw them in Holmdel, New Jersey, and then in Camden, and those were the last 2 dates of the tour, and all those days leading up to it, they hadn't played XO, and I was like, they're gonna play it at my show. 2 days before I saw Fall Out Boy for the first time, they played XO, and I was so upset, but it was fine because that made up for it. But I didn't expect them to play it, at least not in that slot, which was crazy. And then if it couldn't get any better, right after that, they played Tell That Mick, which, like, I'll insert another video of me freaking out. Melody comes on and he plays What a Catch, and then I think that was a song, and then he goes into Just One Yesterday, which is one of my favorite songs on Save Rock and Roll, and I was so excited. But usually Melody is just like verse and a chorus, and then Daisy Grenade comes out and they sing the entire song. It was so good. It was so good. And then, if it couldn't get any better, 8Ball was the live debut, I believe. People say that they like played this song like a while back. There's no evidence of it. But what I believe was the live debut of Get Busy Living or Get Busy Dying. And, you know, Patrick and Pete, they did the back and forth thing, and it was just, it was so good. And then they had a second 8Ball, and I already knew this was going to happen because since we were on, like, the side kind of the floor, I could see people that were, like, you know, invited backstage and stuff like that at the side of the stage. I saw, Andy's wife, and then I saw someone else, and I was like, that guy looks familiar, but I can't put my finger on it. It was William Beckett. So, I knew that William Beckett was there before, I guess, like, everyone else did, not to brag, but I saw he was there, and I was like, that's probably important for later. So second 8Ball comes on, and you hear the drums to the song Slow Down by the Academy Is, and William Beckett comes out, and it was great. It was so great. That's one of my favorite Academy Is songs. It was so fun. And yeah, it was just a crazy show. This is what I looked like after. Yeah, I looked pretty messed up, but one of the best nights of my life, honestly, for real. Okay, so then we're getting to April 13th, 2024. I saw, you'll never guess, Thursday again. They played at Crossroads in Garwood, New Jersey. I love that venue a lot because it's pretty close to me, and it's just it's like a bar, pretty much, and it has like a stage. Usually like cover bands play there, stuff like that, but no, Thursday was playing there, and I was so excited about it. Tim Kasher opened for them, which I saw Tim Kasher open for Thursday back in 2023, and he was great, and then he opened for them again, and that show was to celebrate their release of their song Application for Release from a Dream, and they did a few shows around mostly the Northeast, which was pretty cool, and of course they were going to play in Jersey because they're a Jersey band, and that's really great for me because I'm also from Jersey. But yeah, it was a really great show. I made some friends there that I'm still friends with now, and we go to shows all the time. And yeah, it was great. I don't know, it was just like a small, cute show, but it was really fun. It was really, really, really fun. So next, all the way in July, I had a break from shows, I guess. In July, I saw The Used at the Stone Pony. That show was really fun because I met up with the friends that I met at the Thursday show, and we had VIP. We were able to meet The Used. That was my second time meeting The Used, not to brag. And it was actually a lot of fun. We met the guys, they signed our posters. We're able to get Barricade. We were pretty like far off on the side, but that was like fine. Like, you know, you still get the show experience. And yeah, the show was really fun. Amira Elfiki, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and Story of the Year supported them, and that was really fun. And then towards the end, after they were leaving, Jeffa, he threw me a rose. I remember I was looking at him, and they were all throwing out roses, and I looked at him because I was like right in front of him, and I was like, and he handed me one, and I kept that for so long. Like, the rose was so dead, and it was sitting on my nightstand. So eventually I had to, like, you know, throw it away. But I kept it for a long time, and then my friend got their set list, which was pretty awesome. So then a few days later, I went to visit my best friend in Connecticut, and in Connecticut, Hawthorne Heights was playing a show there. This was for their 20 Years of Tears tour, so they were celebrating 20 years of the Silence in Black and White, and it was great because I wonder who was supporting them. Thursday. Of course, I love Thursday. So it was Hawthorne Heights, Thursday, Anne Berlin, Armor for Sleep, Stick to Your Guns, and This Wildlife, which crazy lineup, crazy great lineup. All really great bands. I was mostly there for Thursday because I just love Thursday, but I was really excited to see Hawthorne Heights and especially Armor for Sleep too. But yeah, so we get there. We got there like 20 minutes early, but we thought it was like an hour or something like that, but no, like we got let in 20 minutes later. We got Barricade, which was pretty cool. We saw all the bands. It was a lot of fun. Saw Thursday. Me and Jeff were locked in. Yeah, all the bands are great. Hawthorne Heights was so awesome. And then after the show, we went to go get merch, and JT, the lead singer of Hawthorne Heights, he was like at the merch stand, and I talked to him, and he signed my poster, and he gave me a high five. So he's pretty chill. I like the guys from Hawthorne Heights. They're really cool. So then the next day, I leave Connecticut at 8 in the morning, and I drive back to Jersey because that day I was seeing Thursday again. They were playing in Atlantic City because I guess they were doing a few shows in between their run with Hawthorne Heights. So they're playing in Atlantic City at this small venue called, what was it called? I forget what the venue was called, so like I'm just not gonna look it up. But it was in Atlantic City right by the boardwalk. And it was a lot of fun. Oh my gosh, that show was so much fun. My most memorable shows are usually like shows that I see in the summer, and this one was so much fun. Tim Kasher and Stick to Your Guns had opened for them, and Tim Kasher was great. Stick to Your Guns was so much fun. The lead singer, so fine. He gave me a pat on the head, which I thought was pretty cool. So. Then Thursday came on. We were like right in the front. It was like a small venue, so there was no like barricade or whatever. It's just like kind of not even a stage, it's kind of just like a platform. So that was really cool. You know, people jump up on the stage, you know, normal hardcore show stuff, and it was just a lot of fun. We're like right in the center. Like I was almost touching Jeff Wrigley's feet at some point, not on purpose. I was just like, I was kind of falling forward and my hand was going, and I was like, my bad, king. But it was so much fun. There was like a lot of points where like Jeff would just get in my face and be like, hi. Yeah. I brought my best friend with me. She doesn't listen to Thursday like that, but she appreciates them, and she had a lot of fun too. And then after the show, we were hanging out because it was like a nice summer night. The tour bus was parked out right inside, so we're like, you know, fuck around and find out. So yeah, we hang out outside of the venue afterwards. We like talked to some people. A lot of like the band was coming and going, so I talked to Tim Kasher for like 2 seconds because I like took a photo of him and some like people because they were like, oh, can you take a photo of us? I was like, yes, of course. I talked to Steve, I talked to Stu and Norman for like, again, like 2 seconds. I took I guess I was like the designated photo person that night because I took photos for some people and Steve, and I was able to talk to him for a second. And then Tucker came out, and I wanted him to sign this thing because me and my friend at the show before that, we had these like little pieces of paper, and we were like, oh, I love Thursday, and her said I love Tucker because she loves Tucker. So we ended up talking to Tucker for like a long ass time. He's, first of all, so nice, like so down to earth, so nice. And on top of that, like you could just keep talking to him. Like it's not even like that I was like trying to carry the conversation like that. It just kept going, and I was like, okay. Like, thanks, king. We got the photo with him. One thing about me is I'm like tall, so like half of the guys that I meet like in bands and stuff like that, they're just like shorter than me, so like sorry, Tucker. But yeah, it was really cool. It was really fun. And we didn't get home because we went from Atlantic City back to like home, and we live in North Jersey, so like we didn't get home until like 3 a.m. And oh my god, funny story about that. Me and my friend Chloe, the one who came with me, we kept like switching who was driving like a few times because we kept almost falling asleep at the wheel because we were so fucking tired. But no one died. We were all fine. We were just so tired. All right, next in August, I saw Green Day's Savior Tour. This was August 5th, 2024 at Citi Field, I believe. Yeah. I have already seen Green Day at Citi Field, and I'm not like the craziest Green Day fan in the world. I like Green Day a lot, but I'm not like enough to be like, I need to see them everywhere they go. Me and my friend, we mostly went to see Smashing Pumpkins because they're one of my favorite bands in the world, and I've never seen them live before, so I was like, I need to see Smashing Pumpkins. We didn't like care to splurge on tickets or whatever. We were like all the way in the back. It was just like, it was really chill. It was fun. We didn't stand up the entire show. And like I didn't want to anyway because the thing about this tour for Green Day, they were playing American Idiot and Dookie in full plus other songs, so like it was gonna be a long ass set, so I was not about to stand up for that. Especially I've had like problems with my feet, and like if I stand up for too long my back hurts. Like damn, like what am I, 80 years old? No, I'm just, I don't know. So I was not about to do all that. But it was great. It was chill. The Smashing Pumpkins, they were so good. I shed a tear or two just because that's how I am. Like I get emotional during like concerts. Like I don't know what my deal is. Same during Green Day too. Like they played Good Riddance, and I was like, oh my god. I think it was also because like it was like August, so it was like kind of the end of summer, and I was like, ugh, I do not want to go back to school. So that's why I was like so much. All right, so then that was the last show of August, and I guess the summer. So then my next show was in September. I saw Hawthorne Heights again because I had a really great time seeing them in Connecticut, and they were still going on their 20 Years for Tears run. So I was like, why not see them again? I was going to see them with a different friend, and she also really likes Hawthorne Heights. And I wanted to see Stick to Your Guns again because they're really good, and also they're really cute. So I wanted to see them again. That show was so much fun. It was, since there were so many bands, the lineup for this one was This Wildlife again, Emery, Stick to Your Guns again, Cartel, Anberlin again, and then of course Hawthorne Heights. So a lot of bands for one night. So we were there for a while. We got Barricade, which was cool. I don't get Barricade to be like, like I need Barricade. I get it because like I said earlier, my back hurts and I need something to lean on. So when I try to get it just so I can like lean on something and my back isn't killing me by the time like the first band is finished, you know what I mean? So, but it was cool anyway because I like all those bands. That was my first time seeing Emery, and I hadn't really listened to Emery before that, but they put on a great show, and I was immediately a fan after that. Oh my gosh, they put on a great show. I was like, damn, like, why have I never gotten into this band before? They are so good. Oh my god. They played Studying Politics, and I was like, what is this? What is this? Oh my gosh, I love Emery now. I really hope that they come to New Jersey soon, please. And we saw Stick to Your Guns again. Saw Cartel, which I was really excited to see because I like a few of their songs. My friend caught a pic. Then we saw Anberlin, which I was also, again, excited to see because I do like a few of their songs. Then we saw Hawthorne Heights again, which was so much fun. I caught a Hawthorne Heights pic, which was really awesome. And then, during their last song that they play for that, Ohio's for Lovers, JT usually goes into the center of the crowd and does all that, but like some guy was crowd surfing and kind of being like annoying, so JT moved right in front of me and my friend, and it was so awesome. And then at one point he like kind of elbowed me in the head, and his apology was him giving me a little pat on the head. But yeah, it was just like so awesome. It was just a really great night. And like September was not a good month for me because I had to start college and summer was over, and I was just like, but that was the only highlight of that month, but it was a great one. Okay, next is, this is in October, and it was a festival, and you can kind of catch my drift. I went to When We Were Young. Oh my god. So, some backstory about this. When the lineup had dropped the year prior, I was like, I have to go. I have to go, because two of my favorite bands in the world are Fall Out Boy and My Chemical Romance, and them headlining the same festival is insane. Like, I was like, I cannot miss the opportunity to see Fall Out Boy and My Chemical Romance back to back in the same night. Like, I would never forgive myself. So me and my best friend Camilla, we bit the bullet and we got the tickets. We didn't end up locking in on the actual trip until the month before. We were in high school at the time when we had bought the tickets, and we were pretty much majority of the time in high school or like starting college when the festival was approaching. So obviously we were broke, but we paid for that entire thing ourselves. And also another thing about that, Vegas is mostly casinos and hotels, and we're not 21 yet, so it was impossible to find a place to stay. So we ended up getting an Airbnb in some ass neighborhood in Las Vegas. And we didn't end up getting our plane tickets until the month before the festival, but we did it. We still talk about it to this day, being like, how did we pull that off? How did we pull that off? Like, not thinking back to it, I don't even know how I got the money for that, but I did. I did. It was crazy. We were not there for long. We had gotten there Friday night. The festival was on Saturday, and we left Sunday. It was just crazy. Yeah, we had gotten there. And then we got an Airbnb. We woke up at 6 a.m. Mind you, we didn't go to bed until 3 a.m. because we had DoorDash Raising Cane's, because I'd never had it before because we don't have it in New Jersey. And I was like, this is my chance. So we had DoorDash Raising Cane's to our Airbnb, and it didn't come until 3 a.m. So we ate and we knocked out, and then we got up literally like 3 hours later, because we had to get ready and we wanted to get there early. So my thing was, I expected merch lines to be long, the line to be long. So I was like, we need to get there at 8 in the morning. Doors are at like 10:30 or something like that. We need to get there early. So we got up at 6, we got ready. Here was my outfit. Yeah, I was Gerard because one thing about me is I love to dress up as Gerard Way. It is so much fun. I don't know. But yeah, got up, we got ready, and then we took an Uber, to the festival grounds. We were only, I think, 15 minutes from the festival grounds, which is pretty nice. We were a really good distance from we were like right in between the airport and the festival grounds, which was a really nice place to be. And the Airbnb wasn't expensive either, which thank God. But yeah, so we had gotten to the festival. We get there literally 8 in the morning. We're in line, and I'm expecting to be in lines just like way past after doors open. So I was expecting to miss a lot of bands, right? We get there, we get let in. The merch line, non-existent. And I'm not talking about the merch line in the festival. There was a merch line outside of the festival that mainly sold When We Were Young merch and like the main headliners. But that was fine because I really all I wanted was like a When We Were Young hoodie, and I guess the exclusive like My Chem ones that they had for that festival. I got on a When We Were Young hoodie and then a My Chem hoodie, which I paid way too much for those, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, we get out of merch within 5 minutes, and then we're like, okay, so I guess we just line up, and we're like a handful of people like back in line. Like, it's really nothing. I expected it to be a war zone. It was chill as fuck. It was a nice day. Like, it was not too hot, it was not too cold, the sun was out, lines were long, people were chill. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So we get in, and we get in at doors, and we're like, okay, we have time for so much stuff. We got food. We had, when you go through line, you get your bags checked, your wristband checked, and you get your IDs checked. Me and my friend, we show this man our vertical New Jersey license that say not 21 until 2026. And we're like, okay. And then he gives us a wristband. I'm not paying attention to what the wristband is. I'm just assuming it's like, you need the wristband to get in, even though I already had one, whatever. We get in line to get, I guess our bags checked. Camilla looks at her bracelet, and she's like, look at your bracelet. It says 21 plus on it. We did and didn't do anything with that privilege and that advantage we had. Let's just say beverages were $20, and also they open the caps, and it's also 10 in the morning, so it's not really a good combination, and we were trying to be like normal about it, and we had put a blue drink in our lockers, and we were like, we're gonna save this for the end of the night. By the end of the night, it was warm, and we were not in the mood, so no illegal activities happened. Anyways, we had gotten food. We paid like $15 for some chicken strips, and that was our fuel for the day. That's not even a joke. That was our fuel. We got like waters here and there, but after we had gotten food, we had time to see, like, we were like, okay, so now what? We can see these bands. Like, we're not gonna miss any bands. So I was like, oh, do you want to see Ellis Dunes? So we saw Ellis Dunes, which was a lot of fun. Ellis Dunes crowds, I've only seen Ellis Dunes twice. They were both at festivals, but the crowds for that were great. A lot of moshing and crowd surfing. It was great. So then after that, Camilla stayed at that stage. That was the main stage. Camilla stayed at that stage because she wanted to see Mayday Parade, and I wanted to see Cartel. So I went to go see Cartel. I found one of my mutuals actually waiting to see them, and I was like, oh, hey, and we like talked it up, whatever. It was cool. We saw Cartel, and then after I had some time to kill, because there wasn't really any bands that I was dying to see until we were going to see Thursday. So I had gotten a giant lemonade and like maybe a pizza. I don't remember. And then I was sitting underneath the shade area, which was right behind or like facing the stage that Thursday was going to play at. So I saw a little bit of Seosin and Anberlin set, which was cool. Camilla came to me. We met back up. Thursday played. Thursday was beautiful. I was able to get barricade for general admission, but it was weird because it was like general admission and then in front of it was VIP. People were climbing over the general admission barricade, but I was not about to do that because the guy who did it, the first guy that did it, ate shit. He tried to like crawl over and he just fell straight on the floor, and I was like, that's not about to be me right now. So I'll enjoy my view from right here. It was a really good view. Like, it was fine. Full Collapse is one of my favorite albums, so I was really excited to see that played. So then after that, all the bands that we wanted to see were all at the main stages, and also we wanted to get there anyway because we knew that the crowd was really going to start to line up. So we had gotten a good spot at the left side of the right stage. So we were kind of basically in the middle of both stages, which was a good place to be. We had a pretty good spot for, if you saw the amount of people that were at that festival, we had a pretty good spot. So we see, who do we see? All right, I literally don't remember the order of the bands that I saw at the main stage, but I'm going to try my best. The End of Coheed, Simple Plan, Cobra Starship. Coheed and Simple Plan were great. I just wasn't there for them. I caught like literally like the last 2 songs of Coheed, and then my feet and my back really hurt, and there was still space in the crowd, so I was kind of sitting down for Simple Plan because I needed to, but it was cool. And then after Simple Plan was Cobra Starship? Or maybe Cobra Starship was before Simple Plan. I don't know. Either way, Cobra Starship was really cool. Came on stage for Kiss My Sass, which was so cool. They had a really fun set. I really enjoyed that set because it kind of just like, there was, I think since it was Cobra Starship, it kind of felt like I was in like 2012, 2010, you know what I mean? It just felt like there was something in the air. It was really great. And then I saw Taking Back Sunday, which I didn't really see, because I was tired, so I sat down and I slept for most of their set. And on top of that, Adam Lazzara is like notorious for kind of sounding, let me not be mean, he sounds like, you know, unique on stage, but I will get to that later because that's not always true. But I think it was just because it was a festival, like, you know, the crowd's not going to be super crazy for, like, you know, I guess Taking Back Sunday, and it's like the middle of the day. Anyways, they were great from the one song that I remember hearing. Anyways, then it was, which was really fun. They went overtime, so their mic got cut off. And then Pierce the Veil was after that. That was really fun. They played 100 Sleepless Nights. I think it was the live debut, so that was pretty cool. They played my favorite song, I'm Low on Gas, I Need a Jacket. Kellen Quinn came on for King for a Day. It was pretty nice. Then after that was Jimmy Eat World, which is nice. Jim Adkins is a cutie, so I did enjoy that, and I really do love Jimmy Eat World. Then after that was A Day to Remember. Great energy, great crowd. I don't think I filmed like a single thing of it, so you're not gonna find it. But it was great. And then after A Day to Remember was Fall Out Boy. Yes. I was so happy that I was able to see their production, Days of Fall Out Boy Past, in the flesh, and it was so awesome. I saw I Don't Care live for the first time, and The Kids Aren't Alright, I believe. And I hadn't seen those songs live before, so I was very, very excited about that. Patrick looked so good. So good. Oh my God. It was great. It was great. And then it was such a weird feeling because I'm watching Fall Out Boy, my favorite band, play a set, and right next to me, My Chemical Romance is setting up to play. Like, it was just this, it was crazy. So I was in Fall Out Boy. Like, I was enjoying every single second of it. I don't know why all the people around me were not singing every word. I was, though, so don't get it twisted. So then they end their set. I'm like, yes. Wait. I'm about to see My Chem. That would be my second time seeing My Chemical Romance. I saw them the first time, Prudential Center, night 1 at their Swarm Tour. Arguably, also in my opinion, their best show with the best set list. I won't get into that. But this is my second time seeing My Chem. And one thing about me, Gerard Way is the love of my life. And that's not an exaggeration. That is not an exaggeration. If anything, that's like an understatement. I am in love with this man, and I don't care if I sound crazy. I'm just living my truth, so you're gonna have to get over it. So people were saying that, like, oh my God, he's gonna be bald for this because it was like the Black Parade and, like, you know, that whole thing. And I was like, Gerard, I love you, but you better not be bald. He was better than bald. He came out and he had this beautiful haircut. Gerard is known for his, like, most of the time having, like, you know, longer hair, like, basically my hair. Like, it's usually, it stays at shoulder length. But he had, I don't even know I'm not a hairstylist, so I don't know what type of haircut this is, but the second I saw him, I fell in love all over again. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. He looked so good. And him in that suit, like, I was losing my shit the entire night. Just crying the entire set. And I got to see I Don't Love You, Cancer, Sharpest Lives, Disenchanted. Like, it just kept going. The thing is, The Black Parade is my least listened to My Chem album, but obviously it's good. It's, you know, I think objectively their best album. Three Cheers is my favorite album. But I just kept forgetting that, like, it'd be like, I Don't Love You, Vine Boom, and then it'd be Disenchanted, and then, you know, Famous Last Words, Cancer. It just kept going. Like, I kept forgetting that they were gonna play the songs on the album that they were there to play, and I forgot that those songs were on the album, and I forgot how good those songs were. Oh my god. It was so good. It was so worth it. By the end of that night, my entire body hurt. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah. And then our flight the next day wasn't until like 12 in the morning. So, but we were so tired that we literally spent the entire day in the airport. We got to the airport at noon and our flight was literally at 12 a.m. So, yeah. We saw the guitarist of Ellis Tunes and Coheed on the plane with us. Shout out Travis. It was just a crazy weekend. I will never forget it. So let me move on because that was long enough. So then November was a really great month for shows, and I'll tell you why. Let me get into it. So I saw a lot of, not a crazy amount, but like, you know, a decent amount of live shows. See, now I'm looking at it and it's literally 4, but 4 is, I feel like, a lot in a month, depending on the type of person you are. But those 4 shows, literally so good. So let me get into it. November 8th, I saw the Millionaires at Artie's Bar and Grill in New Jersey, like basically Pennsylvania. It's literally in the middle of nowhere. I saw Escape the Fate there years ago. It's literally a bar. We walk in there in these, like, you know, we're seeing the Millionaires, so we gotta like dress up a little bit. This is like, it's not a hick town because we're in New Jersey, but we're like in West Jersey. So again, the middle of nowhere, we're bordering Pennsylvania. We walk into this place because it's a restaurant. It's a restaurant, and then the room next to it is a stage, and they also have an outdoor stage, right? People are eating their dinner there. People are at the bar, and then but it's so funny because it's like old people and like adults at the bar, like people with their families there, and then like roaming around is like a bunch of teenagers with like green hair and like leopard print. You know what I mean? It was a really weird combination, but it was so fun. I met some more friends there, talked to some people, and then we go to the other room to see Millionaires, and since it was a small venue, there was not a lot of people there. We paid $15 to see them, and there was like maybe like 50 people there, but it was so much fun. It was a great vibe. Melissa and Meredith, they were so good, so beautiful. It was really fun. It was really intimate and fun and just a great time overall. And then at their last song, Alcohol, they came into the crowd, and me and Meredith sang together for a little bit. It was really fun. I don't have any video of it, but you have to believe me when I say it happened. And it was great. And then after we had left, we had spotted them outside the venue, and we got a picture with Meredith, because Melissa seemed like, you know, she had a lot of people around her, and I was like, girl, Meredith, get over here. This photo, we took, which is like the worst quality photo ever, but you can tell it happened. Like, it was like, I was like, oh, let me get my camera cute. It wasn't in focus. Great. But it was a great night. So then, a few days later, I love this show, I saw Jeff Rickley open for Kurt Travis. It wasn't Thursday. It was Jeff Rickley. So it was Kurt Travis with support from, again, Jeff Rickley, Dwellings, and Post NC. Post NC were great. They were this, I guess, experimental instrumental band. There was no lyrics to their songs. It was just all like instrumentals, but apparently it was all improvised, and it was amazing. It was so great. I just had to say that. But when we had got to the venue, I walk up the stairs. This was at the Racket, New York City, I believe. And so I walk in there, and then I look to my right and I see Jeff Rickley, and I'm like, okay, because I love Jeff Rickley. Also, he's tall, and that intimidates me because, again, I don't meet, for some reason, like, even though I'm only 5'9", like, I don't meet a lot of men that are taller than me. So especially if it's a man that I look up to, and I'm literally looking up at him, that's scary. So, like, I go into the venue to kind of just, like, scope out the scene, and wait, because there's a lot of people talking to Jeff, so I was just like, I'll let that be, and then I'll circle back. So we kind of hang out for a little bit, and then I'm like, but also, like, I'm trying to hype myself up to talk to Jeff because I was nervous. Like, I'm nervous, guys. Like, I'm nervous. Even though he's literally the kindest, sweetest man in the entire world, I was nervous. Anyways, eventually, me and Chloe, we go up to his merch stand, and I get his book, and I just, like, see, this is supposed to be at shows, but, like, I need to tell you about this. I had the most wonderful conversation with Jeff. I can't stress this enough when I say that he is the sweetest, kindest, just most angel on earth man I've ever met. Maybe person ever. I don't know. But I have yet to meet someone who's nicer than Jeff Rickley. Sorry. But we talked to him for a while. He complimented my Cure hoodie, which I low-key did wear to see if maybe he would bring it up because I know he likes the Cure. And then he did bring it up. And then we found out that we went to the same Cure show together. And I was like, oh my God, Jeff. Like, so we were like talking, and we were talking for a while. Again, the guys from Thursday are so nice. And every time I've talked to them, they just keep carrying on the conversation. I'm like, okay, so you don't hate me? Great. So we were talking the whole time, and it was just so nice. It was so kind. I had bought his book because I hadn't gotten it yet, because I didn't really want to buy it online. Like, I wanted to get his book. Someone Who Isn't Me, by the way. Amazing, wonderful book. Beautiful. Shout out Jeff Rickley. But I had bought, because I wanted to buy his book, like, in person. But, they don't sell that book at Barnes & Noble. He does, like, independent and locally owned bookstores, which, like, preach. Yeah. So I had bought it from him. He signs the book for me. And then, I don't know, something I remember vividly and just, like, it stuck with me. When I went to go pay for his book, I give him a 50, and, like, I didn't expect a cash register there, but he pulls out his wallet and, like, gives me change back from his own wallet, and I'm like, thanks, buddy. Like, I was like, yeah, we're locked in. But he was great. Oh, and then I gave him this, like, photo. This is what the photo was. And I don't know, I just thought it was funny, so I just thought I would show it to him, because one thing about Jeff Rickley is, like, he's a little bit, like, chronically online for, like, a 40-year-old man, and I feel like he would get it, and he would laugh, and he did think it was funny, and it was great, and he, like, kept it on his merch stand the entire night, and I saw a bunch of photos from people who went that night, and they kept taking photos of it, and I was like, yeah. His set, and then it was an acoustic set, and it was just very lovely. He has a beautiful voice. He played This Side of Brightness, which is one of my favorite Thursday songs, and it was beautiful. It really was beautiful. These are my photos with Jeff that night. I wanted to see Kurt Travis because he was playing after Jeff, but I started to, like, for some reason, not feel very good, and I didn't need that energy at a show, so I was like, we gotta go. So I left, and I went back to my friend Chloe's dorm, but it was a beautiful night. So then, 3 days later, I saw Senses Fail and Saves the Day at the Wellmont in Montclair. This was them playing their albums in full. So it was Saves the Day played Through Being Cool in full, and Senses Failed played Let It Unfold You in full. The band Narrowhead opened for them, and they were great. They were so good. I was like, again, it was one of those bands that you see live. You go for, the headlining act, and you see the supporting band and you fall in love with them. Narrowhead was so good. Oh my gosh, they were amazing. But yeah, that show was so good. Through Being Cool is one of my favorite albums of all time, and the fact that I saw it full and live, like, it was so good. It was so good. Oh my God. Okay. During the show, Chris Conley tried to throw me a flower, and then some fat ass man behind me reaches over me and grabs it, and I was like, what? So that kind of pissed me off, but whatever. They put on a great show. Low-key, I don't know why the crowd wasn't as hyped for them. Like, that saves the day. Through Being Cool, like, you were not appreciating this enough. Yeah. And then play, the crowd was really good for them. Buddy was going crazy. Like, I'm telling you, he was, like, throwing his mic stand, like, into the speakers. I was like, what's going on? This is what he looked like that night. He was stealing Frankie Grande's nachos, but I appreciated it. It was cool. At the end, Senses Fail and Saves the Day, they played Helena by My Chem together, and it was, like, beautiful. it was just a really nice night. It was really chill and calm. I've been to the Wilmot twice. I'm actually going tomorrow. As I'm filming this, I'm seeing Armor for Sleep tomorrow at the Wilmot. But every time, the 2 times I've been to the Wilmot, it's just a very chill. It's like a very chill vibe. It doesn't fit a lot of people, but it's just like very spacious. And it's very chill usually when I go there, but it's usually a good time. And then this doesn't count as live music, but I'm counting it anyway because it's my video. About a week later, I went to the Terrible Influence tour. I've been a fan of Dan and Phil for a very, very, very long time, but I had never been to one of their live shows before because I was like in middle school, and the one show that I went to in middle school was Panic! At the Disco, so like you get the vibe. So I wasn't going to many things. I wasn't asking my mom to bring me places. The reason I go to so many shows now is because I have a car, so I can go to as many shows as I want. But this was my first time seeing Dan and Phil, and I had gotten meet and greet tickets. So I was gonna meet them. I was not gonna just see them like in the flesh for the first time, but I was going to meet them. So I was so chill. The entire car ride, waiting in line for the show. We didn't try to get there early or anything. Like I wasn't trying to be the first person in line, but I ended up being like the 6th person from the front of the line. And so like that meant I was gonna be one of the first few people to meet Dan and Phil at the show. And I was so chill. I was like, yeah, Dan and Phil, whatever. And then so we're in line waiting for the meet and greet, and all of a sudden I hear some commotion. I turn and I see Dan and Phil walk out the doors. And my friend Chloe, if she was here to like tell you about this, I have never had that much fear and shock in my face in my life. Dan and Phil walk out the doors, they're like waving or whatever. One tall as fuck, tallest man I think I've ever met in my life. But they walk past, and that is literally my first time ever seeing Dan and Phil in the flesh. The second I saw them, I slapped my hand over my mouth and tears. Like, I don't really start crying, but my eyes are watering, like my face is red. It's like, it's not a good look for me. And now I realize, wow, I'm actually not chill at all. I'm not chill at all. The thing is, I'm really good with meeting people that I look up to. Like, I've met Frank Iero. I've met, ones I can think of off the top of my head, like Escape the Fate, Thursday, all that stuff. Like, I'm really good at, like, I think I'm really good at talking to people like that. But for some reason, Dan and Phil, I was really having a hard time. I literally had to go silent the entire time I was in line because I was like, I don't have a lot of time to mentally prepare myself right now, so I just need to sit there, like, and every 2 seconds, I made friends with some people in line, and the girl was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, yeah, just we gotta like shut up right now because I can't do this right now. So then I go to meet Dan and Phil, and I actually like was able to keep my composure the entire time. I was like, hey, I give them a hug, we take photos, we talk, they sign my stuff. I don't feel like recounting the whole thing right now because it's just like I'll probably cry, and also like I just don't feel like doing that. But it was great. Here's my photo with them. You can tell the amount of joy in my face. And I also took little disposable camera photos with them, so here are them. So cute. And the second I leave that meet and greet, my friend Chloe is waiting for me because I made her go first. The second, like, they're out of my eye shot, tears. Like, I've never cried that hard in my entire life. So, yeah, and I was crying for the rest of the night. Every time, because then they came out for, the Q&A. When I saw them for the second time, I cried again. And then when they came out on stage for, like, their actual show, I cried again. But the actual show, it was amazing. It was just a great set. They just really know what they're doing when it comes to, like, I guess, creativity and creating things in a live show. I'm just really, 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 really glad that was my first time experiencing a Dan and Phil live show, and it was just so good. Also, at the end, when they were just, like, kind of, like, looking out at the crowd, I held out heart hands, and Dan Howell looked at me and held out hearts, so stay mad. Yeah, Dan and Phil, they love me, and I love them. Ooh. But yeah, I will never forget that, ever. Okay, so then, the last few shows of the year. So, in the beginning of December, I had a 4-day long show bender. So, we're getting into that. So, the first show of that bender was Under Oath at Starland Ballroom. That was December 4th. that was so fun. I was able to go there for free through my college radio station, so that was great. So I got to see Under Oath for free, and that was so much fun. The crowd was great. Everyone was singing every single word. They were playing They're Only Chasing Safety in full, and great album to play in full, iconic album. Oh my god. It was such a fun night. I need to see Under Oath like yesterday. Just a great crowd. I love going to shows when I'm not like super close up to the stage and being actually in the crowd and just getting knocked around, like kind of just standing there but getting pushed and you're not even like moving. It's just it was so much fun. I don't really have much else to say except for the fact that it was just like so much fun. It was so fun. It was great. They put on a great show. Like with the amount of like crazy vocals there are in that album, they did a great job. It was just great. So then the day after that, I saw Head Automatica at House of Independence in Asbury Park. So it was Head Automatica and the Movie Life, and they were supported by Family Dinner and Crime and Stereo. Family Dinner was very good. Crime and Stereo was also very good. The vocalist gave me another pat on the head, which I don't know why it's like a common theme for me when I go to shows, that I just get like, I guess I have like a very patable head, but that's just like something I remember. But they had a really good show. Then Head Automatica came on. It was just like really fun. Colombo has this vibe to him. It's like he has a sass to him, and it was very apparent, especially in the songs that he was playing. Like it was just, I don't know, it was a very like chill show, but it was just a great time. Like it was just like fun and it was cute. We did not stay for the Movie Life because I don't really listen to them that much, and also my back started to hurt again. Sorry guys, like I should be more resilient when it comes to shows, but like I really couldn't do it, and I was tired. I don't know, I was just like, I was there for Head Automatica anyway. But yeah, sorry. The Movie Life is great though, but I'm just not like a crazy fan, and I wanted to go home. Sorry. But yeah, Head Automatica, it was great, it was fun, it was cute. I really hope to see them again because they're one of my favorite bands. The day after that, I saw Taking Back Sunday, their holiday show at Starland Ballroom. It was the first night, I believe, because I think they do 2 Starland Ballroom shows. Remember how I said earlier that Adam Lazzara was, just him at When We Were Young? That, I totally forgot about that when I saw Taking Back Sunday at Starland Ballroom. So it was just a really fun show. Okay, low-key the openers, they took a while. I didn't mind, but again, my back hurt. So the thing is, my back pain immediately is eliminated the second the band that I want to see is there. Like I just forget about it. So I don't know, it just like disappears. So I was like, my back hurts. Like Taking Back Sunday needs to get on like now. The openers were really good. It was Football Head and Sweet Pill. Very fun. So then Taking Back Sunday comes on, and you hear, everything I've heard about and witnessed from up until that point about Taking Back Sunday is that, this is not my own words, that Adam Lazzara kind of sucks live. And I was like ready to be like, all right, like, I'll still have fun, but the vocals might not be the best. But I don't know if it was because it was Starland Ballroom. It was so much fun. Maybe Adam Lazzara didn't sound his best, but because the crowd was just screaming every single word, and the energy was great, and them on stage was great too. And it was also their holiday show, so they kept throwing gifts into the crowd. I caught one. It was a shirt. It was an extra small. Would not be able to wear it, so I gave it to my friend that was there, but I did get a pic, so that was fun. But the energy was so good. It was a great show. I cannot wait for them to play Starland Ballroom again in December, so I can see them again, because it was so good. It was so good. So then the final show of that 4-day bender was, let's take a guess. It was Thursday. Yeah. They were doing a 25 Years of Waiting, their debut album. So they were going to play it in full, and they were playing it at Crossroads again, which again is very convenient for me because it's close to me and it's a cute venue. So I was able to snag some tickets for that, for the matinee. Yeah, it was just a fun show. I love Waiting. I love that album, so it was really great to hear that album in full. And it was like I think the venue is like, it's not even a venue, it's literally a bar. The max like capacities between like 200 and 500 maybe. I really don't know, But it's very, 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 very small. Like, I'm talking about, like, those tickets sold out in, like, less than 5 minutes, but it's a very small venue. So it was very, very intimate, and I think that's why they did it, because it was, like, you know, their debut album, and, like, when the album came out, they were playing probably venues and to crowds smaller than that. So, like, you know, keep that New Jersey basement show vibe going, right? But it was so much fun. We went to the matinee because we're not 21, so we couldn't, the night shows were 21 plus, but that was fine because after the show had ended, we had got food, we had got a little drink, we got boba, and we got, like, merch, and then we hung out. There's, like, a room kind of attached to the building that has, like, a fireplace, and that's where they had the merch, and there was couches, so we were kind of just, like, hanging out in there because we wanted to see if we could, you know, meet some of the band members afterwards. And it was just a very beautiful night because we were just hanging out in that little place, and it was great. I asked the merch guy if he were selling posters, and he told me no, but then he gave me a set list instead, which was pretty awesome. But then after, I went up there again to be like, can I get a poster? And then he gave me a poster, so I got a free set list and a poster, so win. But yeah, after we were hanging out, we had met this one guy who was also hanging out in there because he wasn't 21. He was waiting, I guess, for his, like, other family. He was from Vegas. He came all the way from Vegas. I was like, yeah, damn. But shit, I would do that too. And then afterwards, we had met Tucker again. He signed my set list with my friend's lip liner because we didn't have a pencil or a Sharpie. So yeah, that was pretty cool. It was pretty fun. I thought there was other shows after that, but there was not. So that was my 2024 show recap. It was great. I genuinely saw not every single one, but I saw most of my favorite bands live this past year, and it was great and amazing. And I cannot wait for all the shows that I have planned, and hopefully more that'll get announced next year. Tomorrow I'm seeing Armor for Sleep. I'm seeing Glassjaw. I'm so excited to see Glassjaw and Poison the Well. I'm so excited. I haven't seen them live yet, and I'm finally gonna be able to see them live, and I'm so excited. I'm seeing Alice Dunes. I'm seeing The Used. I'm seeing My Chem at MetLife. I'm seeing Motion City Soundtrack. I might get tickets to this, like, festival thing where I'm gonna see Head Automatica, Gym Class Heroes, Say Anything, and Taking Back Sunday. 2 days ago, I saw Joost Klein. I don't listen to him, but that was a very fun show. I mean, like, let me just shut up. That was my shows. It was great. I had a great year for shows. I literally don't know. I don't know how to do outros. Just, those are my shows, 2024. Yay, goodbye.